we're also gonna be parents, and one day our kids are gonna sit down and talk about us. But it doesn't make us to stop, talking about ours
Exactly.
and appreciating where we need to appreciate, or actually, um, you know,
Criticizing,
or
yeah.
saying no to where it was not done well.
That's it.
Yeah.
And just for context, guys, this is not blaming our parents for one or two stuff.
Yeah.
This is just actual conversation of
Yeah.
this was good.
Yeah.
What Chris has just said. If the cake is burnt, that's not a fit for you, then don't.
Yeah.
But if you're okay with the burnt cake, then cool. But it's not a matter of blaming or if my parent didn't do this, I couldn't be
Don't be
this
okay
way.
with the
You're a
burnt
grown
cake.
ass human being right now. So take responsibility and
Yeah.
accountability of yourself. It's not always about your parents. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Girls Spell podcast. My name is Laura and today I'm with,
Call me Crescentia.
literally call me Crescentia on all her social media platforms. And for myself, it's laura.jail on all social media platforms. I know we haven't recorded for a minute there,
Yeah.
but life has lived. Like life has been happening. I don't know for you, but for me, life has happened. And yeah, that's one of the reasons why we haven't recorded, but we're trying.
Yeah.
And yeah, season 2 has been great. Like I think I've rewatched all episodes of season 2 myself, and it's just been great. What do you think?
I feel like season 2 is my favorite so far because of how deep we've gotten to share, especially about our personal experiences, but also the topics were so relatable. I think that it was quite a real season because we are not trying to joke around
Yeah.
or like fake. We're just trying to be so real and intense. I love deep, intense stuff. I don't know. So I love season 2, but I'm so out of track. Like, what episode is this?
From where I'm seated at, this should be episode 5, but I'm not sure. And another thing, before even we proceed, first of all, personally, I want to thank all the people who have been leaving comments on our comment section.
Yeah.
We promise next episode we are going to go through
all
all
of
comments,
them.
all
Yeah,
of them.
all comments.
Yeah, for all the episodes we've done
Mhm.
for season 2, we'll go through every comment.
Yeah.
And then aside from that, if you've subscribed, damn, thank you so much.
Yes.
Like showers of blessings from God. Your
Yeah.
portion.
Maybe we can do a first half of just thanking our audience, those who commented and
like, shared.
We can even respond or reply to some, especially if they're like questions or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you haven't, and this is your first episode, promise this is where you belong. You should
Yeah.
stay here. Click on that subscribe button. Don't forget to do that. It really means a lot to us.
Yeah.
And aside from that, feel free to always leave a comment. Go and review the past videos that you've had. And yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, so I want to ask you a question. Like, no, first I want to reflect on the last episode that we recorded. That was on toxicity and problem. Yeah, I just hope that after that episode, you've taken some time to work on our toxic traits or even the places where we are problems. And so we are coming fresh into this season to keep on getting in depth with more conversation. But I just hope that we reflect on the topics that we've shared. But I wanted to ask you just a teaser, even as we start the episode, like, what's your favorite song of this season, and what does it remind you about? Which song are you listening to most of the time?
Let me say, so my the song that I've listened to for the last 2 weeks, it's Birds of a Feather. I don't know why, but my playlist just starts with that. No, really, I feel like it just gives me a more of a reflection of this is who you are, these are the people you have in your space, and this is how you guys get to align. For some reason it just, and then I don't feel it's such as it can be a sad song depending on your mood. Most of the time it's my mood lifter, actually.
Is it for Billie Eilish?
I think it's Billie Eilish. I'm not even sure. Yeah. Okay, that's a good. There you caught me. You caught me. I was always saying Kerese Munata, but that was my song for September 1st.
I was just trying to be more of like manifesting. Like one day when you come to the pod when you're driving up, like what song did you listen to
on your
way here?
Damn it! Are your friends doing this,
man,
guys?
Same man.
Amen.
Yeah.
So that was a good one. There you caught me. Now speaking of teasers, define love. As in your love for me, guys. I'm her one and only, darling. Yeah, probably.
Define love. Do we have context or like generally?
Just love for you. How do you come to say Laura loves me? What makes you feel I love you?
When it's been long and I just meet Laura randomly on a bus and I just look at her and she looks at me and you're like, love is butterflies.
Oh god.
Butterflies that you feel when you see somebody. It's not like I feel butterflies for everyone. Like someone that just meets and I meet some people and I want to hide. Like I don't even want to say hello.
I wasn't here. I wasn't here.
But like, I don't want to start a conversation. But then there are people that I meet and butterflies all over. Like that's love. God. Yeah. Not to get into the all the English that defines love, but I can just say the butterflies that you get when you see somebody. Love.
That's relatable. Quite true also on my end. But yeah, here we are at. So today's episode, it's going to be another intimate one, another reflective one. And it's going to touch on a few people here and there, but I believe you're ready for it. So we are going to discuss how our parents get to make or break us. And it's just not just us. Now take you yourself when you're watching your parent, whoever you refer to as a parent. It doesn't have to be your biological parents. If your aunt is your parent, that's okay. Who we are referring to in this context.
It can be a guardian or parent, or anyone who parented you. Parented you up.
Exactly.
It may also be like your elder brothers and sisters.
For sure. The role. So that's going to be our topic for today. And we are going to define both make or break. Someone, actually this was in a movie where someone was saying, we have to, when growing up as a kid, you tend to look at your parent more of as an idol, superstar, has all the powers. If I want a car, my dad will get me one. You get. If you beat me up, my mom is gonna quarrel your parent. But now growing to be an adult, you actually start seeing flaws, strengths, areas of improvement.
Start becoming enemies.
Rubbing shoulders, having different opinions and ideas. And then you start realizing that, you know what? They are human too. They are literally human beings, just also trying to figure themselves out. So what do you think of parents? Should we be giving them grace or should we continue having that idolization? Because as a kid, how do you now idolize automatically? You just see how do superpowers work, so it's so tough to transition from seeing them as superstars to human. Like by the una powers zote nikiweza sema sahii nataka matunda imee kwa hii nyumba, you can't do that. And others you can. So I think there are some traits personally I've gotten from my parents, both good and bad, and it's been a process, and that's what we're going to discuss today. What do you think?
The topic of parents is deep for me, I'd admit, but as much as it looks that way, we should still give our parents like the grace, whatever it is, even if it means idolizing them. I mean, they're the earthly parents, like God ordained them, gave them the role of taking care of us. So I don't see any problem still seeing your parents as your the people who can give you anything that you want or solve any fix things in your life and everything. It's okay. I mean, uko Nairobi ukilemewa, rudi to home.
Always open. Just go to that county and stay with your parents.
Give them grace, forgive them, and also just love them. And I mean, as shallow as we are starting, right?
Valid. I agree with you. They deserve grace. At the same time, personally, I haven't lost my mom can do anything for me thing. So the idolization is still there. It's just that now it's more of realistic. Let me say that. and understanding that by this one, maybe she can't. Yeah. Maybe for now, maybe she can later. That understanding is what I have come to learn. Yeah. But for sure, the idolization is still there. And grace, because my mom was my super best friend, someone to run to me in class 5. Right now, I sit down with my mom. One time we are agreeing, the next time we are disagreeing. I'm like, what is happening? So leading us.
Next few years, someone is going to call you mom, and you'll be the one disagreeing with them and agreeing with them. And we also some work. So long as me and Nasemanga, like, so long as you've not had your share of the cake,
hold it.
Hold it. Like,
hold it.
Keep on being in the line and just wait for your share. But it doesn't mean that it makes you just accept any like share of the cake that you receive. I mean, if the cake is burnt, it's burnt. Don't take it. Okay?
For sure.
Even if it means, like, I don't know, like you're still waiting for your piece. Like, if it's burnt, it's burnt. We're done.
Agreed.
Yeah. So it's like we're also gonna be parents, and one day our kids are gonna sit down and talk about us, but it doesn't make us to stop talking about ours.
Exactly.
And appreciating where we need to appreciate, or actually criticizing, yeah, or saying no to where it was not done well.
That's it. Yeah. And just for context, guys, this is not blaming our parents for one or two stuff. Yeah. This is just actual conversation of, this was good. Yeah. What Chris has just said, if the cake is burnt, that's not a fit for you, then don't. Yeah. But if you're okay with the burnt cake, then cool. But it's not a matter of blaming, or if my parent didn't do this, I couldn't be this way. You're a grown-ass human being right now, so take responsibility and accountability of yourself. It's not always about your parents. So personally, I have realized how much my parents and how they raised me reflects in my life right now, even as an adult. And I'm just like, what could have been different if I hadn't been raised this way? When I look at that scenario, I'm like, no, I'm happy I was raised this way. I'm happy I got to learn this from you guys. It's better off to learn a few things from them than from any other person. And they've shaped my life. Truly speaking, they have. There's some dents here and there that can't be fixed, but they've shaped the better part of the person I am right now. And I'll start with how I believe, or an example where I believe my parents have played a role in making. We are going to discuss make and break.
We are starting with making.
Yeah, let's start with positives. So the first one, which is actually a good thing. The other day we were conversing, and this was part of our conversation, whereby my parents taught me how to live with people from the word go. As in,
I remember.
From the word go. My dad is one person who's like, if I'm not here, as a kid, this is a conversation, and a man is just telling you, a man who's your father, is like, if I'm not here tomorrow, you need to learn to stay with people. I won't be here forever, and you have to understand that, but this is no longer my father, but I have to stay with this person. You get? So that has shown fully 110% in my life, and it has been a very good trait. Like, I can't thank God anymore. If there's one thing I hold to kid that they've taught me, is learn to stay with people. Some traits like truthfulness, kindness, being real, being happy, being generous. Those tiny things combined, a great deal to me personally.
Well, in terms of making me, I will say maybe the situation, losing my mom at 3 years old made me to learn how to live with people, because then it meant that I was going to survive in the hands of different people. And so by that, like, I really like moved a lot. Like, in like 2 years, someone would live with me, and then I go to the next person for like 3 years, to the next person for like 2 years. So I learned how to that dynamic, so I can still connect it back to my mother, because her absence helped me to learn how to live with people. But I think another thing that another way in which, like, my parents made me is to teach me the power of contentment. Hey, you know how kutosheka. Let me tell you, if there's one thing that my dad used to remind us when we were young, is we'd rather lack Like, we'd rather sleep hungry in this house, but we are at peace. I don't know.
Very
to
important.
Date, I always leave like toxic environments just to come home to my place, because I always believe that this is where peace lives. Can't say that we got to achieve that we were always at peace and everything, but he reminded us every day that we should not that, you know, like the way you can have like rich neighbors and maybe you'd admire their lifestyle. If you go there, they're always taking ugali and fried meat, and then back at home we are maybe taking uji, a lot of githeri and cassavas, and you'd admire that life, and sometimes you'd come and ask yourself, like, why are we not like eating like that household or something? But my dad really always reminded us that this is where our house is, whether we are sleeping with water or hungry. We have just to have peace here and be content with what we have. And also because my dad was the only provider, so of course, like after losing my mom, so he always like reminded us that he can only give us enough in his capacity. So the power of contentment, I learned it from my parents. Yeah,
that's a very good takeaway, I would say. And it is very accurate. Didn't see that coming from that perspective, but for sure it is reflecting in your life. She is always open to run to her place. See, whether she's eating ugali mboga for supper, as long as it's at her place.
And I don't know, it has always made me so rigid when it comes to doing maybe bad behaviors or illegal stuff just for me to survive. Like, I'd rather be, I'm not saying that I love poverty, I just love peace and just knowing that no one is running after me because of what and what and what. Like, you know, the way like you have options. You know, if like a girl, you want to be rich today, you decide now that me, I'm going to live a rich life. You know the things that you can do for you to just be rich. You know, there's so much. But of course, like, I don't like that they either like expose my body to something that is not safe, or even my health, or even my mental health, you know. But I'd rather like be in like a single room that just has no bed, but I'm just so much at peace because I know that I come back home, no one is running after me, and I'm not exposing. It's just, you know, like just being content. Generally, and it has actually helped me to live a good life through being content. Like, I get to make like more money, live like a quality life. I don't know how it just works.
That's true. And I agree, for sure. I literally agree. And part of me somehow connects contentment and what's this thing called, in the perspective of comparison. Comparison. Okay, the thief of joy. So the moment you're content, by default happiness comes in. The moment you start being comparing yourself to others, feeling jealous, it's either you choose continue living like that, a sad life, or do the other things that in the first place you didn't even want, to expose your mental health, yourself as a human being, your body, just to reach the level of the people you're comparing yourself to, which ain't even worth it. So I will say that's a very good lesson.
But sorry, I want to attach something to contentment. Please go ahead, then I'll attach. You want to say
No,
something?
I want to take a different point.
So no, okay. Before you take a different point, when I talk about like contentment, in line with that, my parents also taught me to accept myself the way I am and accept like where I come from. So that was not supposed to limit me from meeting people who are like higher than me, better than me, or being in environments that were of like maybe a higher class than where I was coming from. It was more of being in those places but never forgetting where I come from and actually accepting. And that has always really helped me because I work in big spaces.
For sure.
I meet serious like great people. I meet like I have friends in class and who are coming from, you know, name it. But when I appear like in a particular space, like nobody will ever know like where I come from. Or
it doesn't show in
it doesn't show in me, you know, and it doesn't bother me. Like, whether I came in my motorbike and you came in your Mercedes, the fact that we are all
in the
here,
same space,
it means that we all deserve to be here. And it doesn't matter like our background have no say or have nothing attached to us being here today. So I think like it also like just accepting who I am, loving myself the way I am, and not even limiting myself, like not stopping to go to some places because that I come from this particular kind of background.
Nice.
So really it all leads to like contentment.
Which I agree. I'll share other things that I believe I've learned from my parents and they've made me not break. Confidence. Both my parents always are like, speak your mind. Speak your mind, even if it's to be. Because why does my father want to buy me a black loafer and I want a pink heel? I don't want that, truly, and I have reasons why I don't want that. It doesn't match my dress. My father would allow you do that. For sure. They'll tell you, tell us what you think or tell us what you want, and then you work it out. Resilience. I can cry, but I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Work ethic, which is linked to learning to stay with people, but now
Bluetooth device is
sorry.
connected successfully.
Okay.
Back to work ethic, which is generally connected to learning to live with people, compare now in a professional environment, working with people.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I would say allowing me to make my own mistakes and learning from them.
Wow.
That's a good thing. As much as from a parent perspective, it might be like I'm exposing my kids to da 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 da, but learn to make your own mistakes, figure out your things, and get out of them. They can't be babying you all the way. Life ain't like that. When they leave you out there, you have to figure your own shit. And I really appreciate that because they had the capacity to defend me from a lot of stuff, but allowing me to learn them through experiencing them, that was great. Yeah.
I'll also list mine. So I think number one is hard work. My dad really instilled the art of hard work in us. Like he always reminded us that you have to work hard to get what you want. And actually, he really invested in our education. But in our household, education mattered more than anything.
You have to.
Like you would rather lack food, but we to seek like school fees or books or something. Because my dad really believed in the power of education, and truly, it has reflected in my life. Because guys,
it has
kusoma kizungu amungekuwa mnasikia nikisema
jalo tungekuwa tunaongea hapa yo Homa Bay direct.
Sasa ningeolewa na fish monga by the way.
You in the market
somewhere
with your
omena. I won't say, but somewhere but ningekuwa sasa in charge of but yeah, so hard work, hard work and education. And then when you start talk about resilience, also one thing me, I can say that my dad really was a good communicator.
Nice.
Communication. You see how I sit people down and pour wisdom. I get it from my dad. Like my dad was a very observant person. Another thing that I also pick my dad, like observing. Like just sit and observe, and then wisdom. Like my dad, like every month, I don't know if it's like every week or every month, we'd have like a family meeting. Everyone sits down and he points faces. He says, this week I was not impressed with your behavior, you did this that was not good. Okay, I understand like some days he jumped into conclusions and maybe that was not the reality of what we did or our intentions, but just the fact that he was able to communicate it with us, it was really just beautiful. So I learned the art of communication. Contentment, communication, resilience, gosh, what again? Maybe like hard work, but also I can just say like the art of family. As much as we've never really achieved that level of unity that my dad has always desired, because our family is big, but I can just say that he really tried his best to help us appreciate family. So that's like family and that's why when I always meet somebody who looks like they don't have the idea of family, it always fascinates me. Like
explain it to me please so that I can understand.
So that really made me
okay. But I feel like those were really great lessons because I can literally see them in our lives. They really were. And I thank our parents for that, for sure.
And generosity. Remember, like we'd be the brokest, but a neighbor will come to our home and must take tea and berry.
Without fail, excuse
kindness. The moment someone gets home, like food has to be brought on the table. People have to eat. Like so, that generosity. It was
great.
Really like great.
Okay. Perfect. Good parents, those ones. Very good ones. Very good parents. Yeah. And now, since they are good parents, they have some flaws too.
Yeah.
Now let's go to the version of the things that are probably reflecting in our lives right now that we learned or took up from our parents. I believe I'll go first.
Is it the ones that broke us?
Yeah. Or maybe I'm still breaking. Yeah. I think I'll go first. I'll start with guilt. I'm a very guilty human being, but I've learned to unlearn it. And this is for context. My parents are the people pleaser type of parents. At times I sit down, I'm like, for sure, I picked this from my mom, I picked this from my dad, because this is the situation whereby my dad is feeling sad or wrong or guilty because he didn't help someone, not from a perspective of he didn't want to, but he doesn't have, but he feels obliged to always be the one holding people's hand regardless of what is going. Yeah. Superstar,
Jesus Christ,
here you
left
are
them
on earth to take
the
care of
role.
everyone. Exactly.
Okay.
And then when that doesn't happen, he's open to breaking a leg or whatever is happening just to save the situation. And I'm just like, imagine Sivo serious. Like Sivo serious, like hata mimi kuna vitu za now trying to unlearn that you're not here to save everyone. You have to also fill your cup first so that you're able to point to others. You get that type of thing. And at times I sit, reflect in my mom, and I'm like, that's some work to be done. But yeah, I think it broke me the better part of high school and campus a bit, but I got through it. Right now, I don't. As in, if I can't, I can't. If my hands are tied, they're tied. Yeah, and if I can't, open to doing so. But I think that's one thing that I took away from them, and it broke me real time.
You're going to continue listing them, or I go? Then
Go
you
next, and then I'll finish.
Hey, one thing that traumatizes me, especially from my dad, is finance. Oh my god, my dad took so much loans. Like
unakaa hivyo unajiuliza
Jesus, mimi hata wacha nikwambie, like credo okoa jazi. How do we call the credo that has been copied?
Okoa jahazi, yeah.
Mimi, I can't even live with Okoa.
Thanks.
Literally, you know, like if your parents are in this kind of professions like teacher, nini. So me, I feel like like they were really, so they had like they were it was easy for them to access loans. I mean, and
True.
so like they had like very big loans. My dad like educated us with loans, and you see, me, I'm the kind of child who's so deep with the connection with my parents. So I used to spy on my dad's payslip and see how loans has consumed him. I used to see how he'd get worried of how to pay this, how to pay that. And so I think like me up to date, I'm so scared of loans.
Makes two of us.
I would never, like, I'd rather have no money, but then
not have
someone's debt or a loan. Like loan, no. But do you know, like I've just come to learn that some people really know how to use loans. Like I was reading the story of like Equity Bank CEO founder James Mwangi, and how he used like loans to build like a big business. But I'm like, I don't know about you, but me, I'm just not in for loans.
100%.
So loans really scared me. Like it broke me because I just feel like anytime I hear about like loans, and yet I know that sometimes I just need a little loan to finish a business, and then so loans.
No, on that I agree. Though kuna dynamic, yeah, some
Kuna
explanation I've
kuna
received,
dynamic
like,
different, but
loans can have this positive impact, even it doesn't. But me, first of all, no okwa jahazi in my life ever, as in
maybe fuliza. Me had fuliza. Sometimes I fuliza, but I
because
have to pay
up,
like,
yeah. Na plus equally fuliza, that's how the system is. I'll pay you regardless.
you
I'll
still
get
get
your
money
money.
from my
Yeah,
M-Pesa.
it's my M-Pesa. It's just that sisai, but you'll get
but eventually you'll have your
But
money.
talking about loans, I totally agree.
You know that people were so comfortable with loans.
100%.
And even with debts, like they stay with millions of loans, and if nothing is happening in their life.
Actual debt. The thing of our parents saying, I'm getting a loan to buy a car, I'm like, what do you need the car for?
What do you need a car for?
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't you wait until you can afford it? Of course.
Yeah, yeah. But another into dynamics is different. Personally, for me, I agree. Loans, financial wisdom is quite important. That's very important, actually.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, our parents might have missed on that because some financial decisions they were making, you're like, because serious, okay, then we were kids. Nilifurahi akinunua hiyo gari. Obviously, gari ya babangu. Like, and now sitting down, I'm like, maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, I wouldn't go for loans.
Yeah.
I believe guilt and people pleasing were my breaks, but I'll just give context for things that I believe break but haven't applied to me. They have applied to people around me that parents do and they don't see it as breaking their kids in the near future. Strictness. Strictness in terms of hakuna kutoka hapa, hakuna kudili na nani, hakuna kudili na nani, and then that is why you get to see when a boy or a chile comes to campus, their life takes a 360 spin because
they're now free.
Yeah,
no one is controlling them and telling them curfews.
I don't know who said strictness is equal to discipline. It's not. It's not for sure, and that's one thing I'm grateful that I didn't have parents like that.
You know, you're thinking like you're like someone who's going to be a nini. What dynamics of what limit should strictness? What should be the limit? Because strictness is not like the end goal. I feel like you have to be strict at some point because I've dealt with my sister's kids, and some days you just have to say,
Nikki, and you're not
the gentle parenting gets out of you, and you're like, what did I say again? Yeah, but I don't know. There should be maybe a limit.
There should be a line.
I think the strictness that you're talking about is maybe the controlling type. Like you have to be.
Uko wapi, uko na nani, mnafanya nini, unachukua 1 hour, nilisema usitembee na huyo. As in, at times just let kids be kids and explore. Ndio kitu kirudi kumfanyikia, you are like, that is why last time nilikuambia usifanye hii, ukifanya hii this is what happens. You get? Be logical. Usikuwe strictness, you're not even trying to reason with this kid.
But are parents really ever strict to boys?
My parent is okay. Yeah, my parent, actually my dad was quite strict to my brother, and I'm trying to be strict to my younger brother right now. Trying, guys, trying. I'm not a parent, but
I feel like parents are always more strict.
But girls, sure,
they feel like girls are vulnerable. We can easily go and come back pregnant. Like
I used to. I'm in class. Actually, I'm in primary.
Yeah.
No, I'm in Form 1 high school. My older brother is in campus. I'm like, huyu kijana anaweza rudi hapa kwa hii nyumba saa 3 na no one is even speaking. Mimi
nimelala nje hadi kesho asubuhi. No one bothers.
There used to be that conversation, but having logical parents is great because anaanza kukupatia actual facts na reasons behind why this one can come back at this time. When you get to this age, for sure I won't have a restriction on you'll be able to get this age. And then you see you have better a longer curfew compared to your younger siblings, and then unaanza kuona okay.
Did your parents ever sit you down to explain to you why they are strict?
My mom. Your mom not sit us down. You ask. I go and just be like, mbona mimi siwezi rudi hapa saa moja?
Was there like without you asking?
At times, now without me asking, I'll take it to my dad now, because my dad is that person of tukae chini tuongee, tukitoka hapa sasa kusikia story. That's my dad. Yeah. It's like giving. Siwezi kununulia kiatu yenye si bata ya black juu aita kuserve for the next 2 years. You get? Lakini unataka ile bata like ako sure kubai hiyo kiatu but ameshakupatia logic why. For me I'll be like, ni mtiaji dada, but in actual sense maybe he knows what he's doing. But my dad would. My mom I think is more of asking.
Yeah, when I said my dad was a very good communicator, he also really broke me with his communication. Well, as me, my dad was very strict, especially on girl child. And I understand, I lived in the most crazy like village where like girls at a particular age would resent to like getting married to border guys, like
easy peasy.
So long as your breasts are showing on your dresses, they
not even breast nipples,
they felt so ready for marriage. And I keep asking myself like why, and people at 15 years old, 14 were pregnant in the village and everything. And I still look at how my dad was strict at sending us to school, and he really wanted us to get the quality education and everything. But then I look at how he used to communicate it to us, especially me. And I feel like that was so offensive because he brought fear into my life, and he made me see men as objects to just destroy my life and make me pregnant. Exactly. And so I was so skeptical at even making friendship with men. You just gonna make me pregnant, even though I didn't even have it in mind the process that it takes for me to get pregnant. You get? Yeah. But so like the way he communicated to me, and then I also feel like in the process of communicating to me the reason as to why he didn't want me to interact with boys or leave home or come back home late, is that he used really abusive languages at me, abused my body at some point.
Sorry.
Like it was just so offensive for me, and it built like a self-esteem issues like with me. And so I was just like, as much as he was a good communicator in terms of bringing the family together, he also broke me at the part where he was not able to communicate respectfully to me the reason as to why he wanted these things. Well, I don't know if I was mature enough to understand, but still believe that he could have just.
There's a better way to communicate that to my 10-year-old self.
Yeah, to my, I'd say 16, 14, because at 10 I was a good girl. I was just a bad girl in my adolescence, like 16, 15.
Expected.
I always wanted to be outdoor, like outside. Like, ndani mnafanya nini?
Tunafanya nini kwa nyumba saa 12? What are we doing?
What are you doing?
I should be outside.
Yeah, but I think up to date, my dad never even like trusts me. Maybe it's just because now I'm big, got my money, and I'm running my business. Lakini angeweza kuwa na uwezo. I wish he knew, like, I'm just the best child ever. Like, I just can't go and tell him, I'm just, you really need to love, to be proud that I'm actually your daughter. But I mean,
I think we should section that. Put a note on that to a different conversation on how our parents were either avoiding or poor communicators when it got to sexual education, relationship.
My dad's way of communicating, like anything sexual to you, was just that, Mimi, I have this number of children. If you add me another one, I'm not ready to take care of another one. So
I'm like, are you decision?
Impossible. I don't want you to get pregnant, and you get pregnant when you have sex. And sex, you have it with a man.
Decisions zake zenye alimake zinahusiana.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, but I'm just saying, like, the way to communicate that was just so awful.
Could have been better.
It could have been better, yeah.
So as I was saying, strictness. Some parents, imagine, they still compare kids in this time and age, which is pathetic.
But I've had friends talk about
comparison with your siblings,
or even with a neighbor.
Oh God!
Like, do you see Nani the way they're doing things?
I
umekaa tu hapa nyumbani unafanya yule mtoto wa nani anasoma, yule mtoto wa nani anafanya nini? Like, that comparison is so bad. It makes a kid
from
grow
a
up with so
parent's
much
point of view. You're not doing great. You're not, and that's breaking for sure. Breaking.
It's breaking.
And then lastly, I will say fear and shame. Those are my last two, because when you instill fear into your kids, like, I can't even come and talk to you. I can't even open my mouth to share something.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I can't put on my dress because you said my leg. You as a parent shaming my body, as in, you can do better, guys.
Let me tell you, when you talk about like fear and shame, I don't know if my dad has ever realized, but there's no moment I've ever sat with my dad to tell stories. Like, Sasa, Dad, like,
Leo,
you see, this is what is happening. This is what I've experienced. You see the thing. Like, I've learned to be so independent, and I feel like that should be a part of life that I could have received from my parents. You get?
True.
And so he always like portrayed, because Yani I'd not do that because he jumps into conclusion and then he's so protective and everything. I mean, it's good, but that's creating an environment where your child is free with you. Like, free with you, can talk to you about personal things, and because you're wise, you can help them with the wisdom you've lived. I mean, you've experienced that age and space. And so I just feel like that's also like another thing, not creating like a safe space. Because when I think about dad, I'm always, because of course, like, did grow up with a mother, so I'm always thinking of chaos, jumping into conclusion, blame games, like, he's just going to tell me, like, focus on your education, that is all that matters. But I'm like, if it's not like education is the only thing that I need.
Something
there's so many things.
Exactly. Some other things.
The world puts so much on my path, and I have to deal with all of these things. I can't choose like a path. I just bump on these things and everything. And so I just feel like also just creating that environment with like your kids. But I'm also interested in like, what would you do better?
What I'll do better.
What are you planning? Because the way I have plans, but it will fail. Parenting has no module.
No manual, guys.
No manual, yeah.
Hey. What I'll do better for sure is having open communication when it gets to sex, relationship, and mental health. That's my number one. What I'll do better, not even better, what I'll carry forward now on my list is not being strict. My parents weren't. they were logical with their kids, and yeah, my parents weren't strict. You and I, for sure, I can give them that.
Yeah.
And lastly, I think just the basics that we started with: be contented, be kind, like basic human being courtesy is important.
The first thing I'll do better is to give my kids a kind father. I'm not saying that my father was not kind. I'm just saying that I have the chaotic genes. Like
she's fire.
So fire, and I
her.
need somebody who's just laid back. And I'm just praying that I meet a man who's just so kind but knows. Yani they know how to bring their strict side, but they have the kind genes. Like they're coming from a calm home, like where there's no
calm is the word.
Calm is the word. Like first of all, let's have the calm genes so that at least if I give birth to 5 kids, 3 are calm, and maybe you can deal with the 2. I can deal with the 2 because I know where they're coming from. Okay, and then at least I have the less burden of the other spirits because I know what's coming is crazy. But I think like I'm also I just wish to be my kids' friends. I don't know. Yeah,
exactly.
Like I want to know when to say, hey, you need to stop, and can come, let's talk, give me a hug. Like I want to just hug my kids and just feel like it's normal. Hug my boys.
Very normal.
Like it's normal to hug, and it's I want to normalize vocalizing love.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love and showing.
I love you. I appreciate you. Like speaking it,
pouring
life into my kids. Because for the longest time, if someone told me I love you, I didn't know how to respond. Or I miss you, I don't know how to respond. Because how am I supposed to say I love you back if I'm not sure that I love you back? Okay, well, maybe I love you back, but it's not like I'm supposed to tell you. You're supposed to see. So it's like I have like showing your affection. I don't like I don't say I don't vocalize more affection. I want to normalize a family where my boy kid, like my son, can tell my daughter, "Hey sis, I love you," and it just feels so cool and so nice. That kind of environment,
gives them a space whereby if they walk out there, they know regardless whatever happens out there, when I go back home, I'm loved.
What I don't doubt is that the way generations are coming, I don't think we even need to think about creating an environment for our kids to speak. These ones speak their mind. I don't know, but my sister's kids, they challenge me a lot. They just tell me like, umesonga your style ya mama. I'm like, she said, you don't know how to filter your words. Or like, mbona ulisema una pesa and you're not doing this to I mean, I love that. So I'm not stressed about the coming generation. Those ones are national assembly speakers.
But I'm loving that.
I don't know. Are we able to talk about this topic for 40 minutes? Really?
Like, I highly doubt.
I just said hi and it's 45 minutes.
Episode is over. We just caught up and the episode is over. But yeah, obviously we have to close. We'll have another section of this in a later episode.
Episode 2, I think. Yeah. To have like an episode 2.
But episode 1 summary, we're just trying to say we acknowledge that our parents did the best they could, or the best they knew how to. You get, because also them, they had parents, so they learned and took something from them. So it's a whole thing. But acknowledging they did their best, for sure mine did their best, as long as much as there are flaws in between, that was their best. And to this age, my parent is still open to teach me more, educate me. Nice. Not being rigid. So I also appreciate that. And personally, for me, the journey is I have to learn and unlearn. I have to, the things I take in, as much as everything is from them, I have to be like, this works for me, I'll continue with it. This doesn't work for me, I have to get rid of it from my life. And that's just it. Yeah. What do you think?
I just think that it's also, well, it's really important to acknowledge these things. And you know, as we grow, some of the traits that we show out there are really like, how do I say, like they mirror, they reflect how we were brought up. And who brought us up? It's our parents or our guardians. So it's also very important to look at it in that dimension, and also to first, when once you know and acknowledge, that's when healing and even like doing better begins. So I think it's also just an important conversation to like reflect on who you are, some of the things that you do that, you know, reflect your past. It can also be like some people are just stingy naturally, not because they don't have money, but because the parents could make more money, but no one will ever know. They will never use it on even buying clothes or looking nice or living good. So you need to unlearn such habits for you to experience, to live in the moment, experience fullness of life. Yeah, we need not to live like our parents did or raise ourselves again the way our parents did. We can do better. Yeah.
Perfect. So I'll just say it's more of awareness and forgiveness for what you're trying to unlearn. And I'll pose a question to you guys on the comment section. Feel free to let us know, what is the one thing that you got from your parents that either made you or broke you? I love to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll say looking forward to the next episode on this. We should be on this for sure.
On this for sure. Thank you guys for joining us in this episode, and see you on the next.
Bye.
Bye.